Hello there. How are you?
I'm just surviving after a great big weekend of fundraising for the Shield of Athena. It was fantastic.
Good for you.
And this morning, I'm really excited because this guy is basically the definition of an overachiever. Back in the 80s, when I first started acting, because you did it too, they used to hire us radio people to be reporters and anchors. And my agent started sending me out for cartoon work at this place called CNR and Arthur, Country Mouse, City Mouse. And this is where I met this guy called Richard M. Dumont. Now, if you remember Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes, there was one guy that did all the voices, just one guy alone. And Richard is
Mel
like that.
Mel Blanc. Mel Blanc, of
Mel
course.
Blanc, that's
Yes.
right.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
Richard has 1,000 people in him, and not only is he an extraordinary voice actor, but he's a great director, dubbing, animation, gaming. He's probably one of the industry in Montreal's in most in demand. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen,
Let's bring
let us
him in
bring him
here
on screen.
as we zoom along this week. Richard Dumont is his name. And there he is.
Hi.
Good.
Sorry,
Good
just reading
morning.
the instructions for my new manscaping gift I just got. So I just, it's,
Oh, we could do a whole half hour on that alone.
and I just did. So, hi, how are you?
Well, we're just telling Yvan about our long history together and how when I met you, you reminded me so much of Mel Blanc because you have so many voices. Like your voice acting is just it's legend, but your direction and for anybody who says, "Oh, I could do that." A short story before we get to you, Richard. But when I first heard about dubbing, a friend of mine said, "Oh, go and see Howard Rishpan. He's over at Sinaloa." And so I did what all actors do, young actors. Can you do this? Can you dub? Oh, yes, I can. Oh, the humiliation. He was very good. He had me back. But for those of you out there who don't understand the intricacies of dubbing, Richard, let's explain to the nice people what's involved.
First of all, thank you so much for those very kind words. And I tell you, I give her nothing for that, right? Not a dime. So there you go. And thank you for bringing up Howard's name. Yeah, Howard, him and Tim Reed, certainly
Yes.
a name that that some people out there certainly may not. Certainly my mentor. He taught me everything. What little I know, he taught me. Basically, to get back to your question, basically dubbing, those of you who watch films that are in fact dubbed into English from another language, whether it be, I guess here French is the most common, but Spanish, German, Vietnamese, Korean, a lot of Korean films are out there right now. Anyway, all of those films. First of all, I'm going to talk about how ignorant I am with regard to, say, Netflix. Let's just say Netflix, which is a big client right now. Netflix, I always thought of as basically North American. I mean, that's my ignorance with regard to Netflix. But Netflix makes films, produces films in all the countries I just named, whether it be Korea, Russia, you name it. You just name it. Spain, Portugal. As I said, there's a lot coming out of Korea, and they have the product in that language. So now they want to dub it into English, which is the biggest market, English and Spanish, and then French certainly. So what they do is to dub that film. It's not like the old days where remember the Hercules
Oh,
cartoon or films where so tell me, Hercules, how are you doing? It's not that
Right.
anymore. The lips are
Herc.
completely out of
Herc.
sync. It's very it's much more accurate today. It has to be. So what dubbing is basically we'll see the film. It's like going into a very small movie theater, only without the seats. It's that dark. You have a big screen. So if you imagine I don't know how you're seeing me. I'm just seeing you like Hollywood Squares here, but the dialogue the people are speaking like I am right now, and my dialogue will be going from the right-hand side of the screen to the left. So I guess you're opposite there, but it comes from the right-hand side of the screen to the left, and it hits a perpendicular bar, the words. So when the words hit that bar, theory is you'll be in sync with the mouth that you're dubbing, with the character that you're dubbing. So if you start dubbing here, start reading your lines here, you're out of sync. If you start reading it there, you're out of sync. So you have to be very accurate. If you have a good detector, that is somebody who actually looks at the lips from the original language, let's say it's Spanish, just for the sake of argument, it's Spanish. Open all the every mouth opening, every labial, that has been marked, and then an English word, the English equivalent, hopefully, has been put on that band. So in theory, again, your mouth should be in sync with what's happening on screen. Now, which is quite different, an adaptation, because that's what I do too, right? So an adaptation is quite different from, like, say, from a Google translation. You know, you and I and Ivan, we don't speak that way, right? You have to make it sound like you're speaking, in our case, to an English person. Did I answer your question, or did I just ramble?
Yes.
It's yes, no, but it's an art. It is an art, is it not? It's a sport practically.
It's
when
a
you
skill.
get up there.
It's a skill, absolutely, absolutely. Because it has been my experience in the, I guess almost 30 years, that I've been doing this. It's my experience. I've worked with very good actors. I mean, incredible actors on film, in film, and on stage. But for whatever reason, they can't seem to get it together because it's very technical at first. It's very, very technical. You're reading dialogue, and you have to act, and you have to make sure in the reading of that dialogue that you are, as we were just saying, in sync. So it's a marriage of all that, which, like we were just saying, is a skill, and you'll get it if if you stick to it, and if you want to do it, you'll get it. But at first, very difficult.
The
I remember
fun
you were
part.
talking, Eramelinda, when you first went up to the band. When I first went up,
Oh,
I swear to God, I was shaking. I was shaking. I could feel my pulse in my earlobes. Like one of those. That's how scared I was. So yeah,
well, the part of it that's also really hard is like when I did the dubbing workshop that actor put on this summer.
Mhm.
You have to not only watch the text, you're watching the actors on screen. We usually get a run at it first, Yvan, just to see it first.
Yeah.
But you have to manage to have the proper voice tone. So if they're raising their voice and then getting it, and also there are these weird little sort of Rosetta Stone moments where intakes of breaths. There's a
Yes.
whole sort of like little alphabet that goes on too. And then in one case, I had to play this guy who was up on a lamppost, and he's screaming and he's yelling, but you have to get yourself into that character on top of reading it and trying to match the tone. And that is the tricky part.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, because that's something I didn't say, and thank you for bringing that up. Is that I'm sorry, I've been calling you Ivan, but Yvan, is that correct?
That's okay. My mother calls me Ivan. That's perfectly
Okay, so
fine,
I'm
Richard.
so
Thank
sorry.
you.
I'm so
That's
sorry.
good.
My name is
That's all
Richard,
right.
and when people call me Larry, I just so
It's okay. I'm an Ontario boy.
What Eric just brought up is a very good point, and that is that there are indications on that band, Yvan, over and above the dialogue. So say, "Hi, I'm going to the store." Certainly, that'll be on the band. "Hi, I'm going to the store." But also in that, if the actor on the original performance, if he's breathing in, "I'm going to the store," that is indicated on the band in this case by an upward arrow showing that it's an inhale. It could be
okay.
"I'm going to the store," which is a down arrow, right? And then attached to that, or is an open mouth, for example, because my mouth would be open, or
But
right,
yes, but with
all of that. So all
with
you're reading, all
experience.
that, yeah, but you've got to get all of that together, which can be intimidating at first, but then once you get it, it's like anything, right?
Right, it's
or whatever.
muscle
Once you-
memory, isn't it? After
Yeah.
a while,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Good point.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, animation is a big part of what you do, Richard. I found a clip here, Katak the Brave Beluga. With
Yeah.
This is a couple of years old, with a colleague of yours, Mark Camacho, I think.
Yes.
I'll just play that to give an idea of what you do in studio here. Let me see if I can start this.
Oh, wow.
Well, as of right now, there's absolutely no denying it. We're on the brink of extinction. Not that it's any of my business, but where are you off to all alone?
I play Bosco.
Let's get going! Come on, guys!
Sort of a military kind of man.
And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Let's go, swimmers!
I'm Mark Camacho. I play the character of Paparazzi the Seal.
Not that it's any of my business, but shouldn't he have turned white by now?
He appears to be late in developing.
Ah, I see.
They've kind of got their eye on everything.
Good luck, stay safe.
Yes!
And they're just watching to see what's going on. You know, they're watching Katak. They're watching out for the danger which lurks in this who's a jackknife.
Hello.
Oh, guys, where is everyone? Anyone here? Hello?
I love animation. I love it. I was weaned on animation. That's why I do so much of it. I like it very, very much.
Welcome to Tadoussac.
This is a little jewel. The colors are beautiful. The story is beautiful. It's heartwarming.
That's a great little clip. And of course, you watch you and Mark, and you're acting while you're voicing there, right? At the same time?
Yes. I've never seen that. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Never seen that behind the scenes.
Now, I recognize Mark's face. I've seen Mark in a few things, but now that I've listened to you and listened to other recordings you've made, I certainly recognize your voice from... My goodness, there's a 14-year-old YouTube clip there of tags you've done for HBO and a bunch of other clients as well, too. So that's it's all sinking in now, Richard.
Okay. Call my agent, will you, please?
Okay.
Let him know, too. Would you? Yeah.
Now, animation is that more fun than dubbing, or is it the same thing?
Oh, I love, as I said in that clip, I mean, I love animation. I love tunes. And it's a lot. It's fun. You know, if you're doing a cartoon, especially one for children, which, let's face it, most of them, 75% of them are, I think God makes a pact with you, whoever she or he may be, that when you go in that studio and the doors close, for the time that you're in that studio, God says, you know what? You're not going to age. I'm not going to age you at all while you're in that studio. You know, as long as you're making children, as I say, for the most part, happy, and behind the mic, I'm happy, and that comes across. And that's a point too, Yvan. I said, I can tell, you know, I've been in the business long enough. I think any Mark could tell as well. You can hear if something is off in the studio by way of their performance, by an actor's performance. You can just hear that energy. It's like when a lot of times, certainly before COVID, we would have more than one actor at a microphone, usually 2, sometimes 3. At a microphone. Since COVID, it's been a little less, unless you're doing Walla, where you get 5 or 6 people on that are doing background sounds. But for the most part, for principals, you can tell. Part of my job is to make sure if I recorded Yvan on Tuesday and I recorded Eramelinda in the same scene where you're talking to each other, I recorded Yvan on a Tuesday and Eramelinda on a Thursday, I have to make them sound like they're speaking together at that moment in that room, and you can tell when they're not. You can just tell.
You brought up something interesting, and it's for actors, this is one of the most fun things. It's like, well, as you said, is when you get, these are principal roles, but you get a whole bunch of actors in the room. And you know, when you watch a movie and there's a restaurant scene and there's somebody answering the phone and there's a bellboy running by. So you get, certain number of actors in a room, and then we do all that. And that is like summer camp.
Yeah.
Because you're in a room with all your friends.
Yeah.
But you also have to follow the same rules of dubbing, just because it's fun and you're with all your buddies, and you have to be quiet in between. And then, of course, you do voice direction for video games. And then we have something called Barks and Onos, which is also my favorite thing to do.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So Barks and Onos, as Eramelinda is saying, is just that with regard to, for a battle scene, the fighting, all that. You try to change pitch and try to, in projection and intensity. And the Onos also sort of a reaction. If you're burning, which we hate to do, okay, you're set on flame. You're like a human torch. Somebody sets you on fire, and you've got to get from point A to point Z, right? You've got, 9 seconds of screaming, which doesn't sound like a lot. You do that 2 or 3 times, and then you'll see.
I'm sure. I had an interesting experience, and I think Aaron knows where I'm going to go with this now. A few days ago, I found a website that will clone your voice. I sent a 15-second sample of my voice. It cloned my voice, and then I was able to type out a paragraph of text, and it read it back to me in my voice, with almost, I would say, perfect inflection and emphasis and what have you. So AI, Richard, what do you think about all that?
Well, it's a scary thing, as you say, right? Because look what they did with you, what you did yourself. I'm guessing you did it yourself. It is scary. I think, well, what's going to happen with actors? Well, I think will always be used. We're trying to get. In fact, there are steps that are being taken today where we can't clone Yvan, we can't clone Era, we can't clone Richard, and use that without permission to do that, or some sort of compensation for that actor. Now, there's arguments being made now to the government as to why they shouldn't allow this kind of thing. For one thing, an AI character doesn't pay any taxes, so the government's missing out on that from our paychecks.
True enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
It has its downsides. You can't get that sort of heart at this stage. You can't get that heart in a performance that a real human can give. To your point, I heard Freddie Mercury do a version of "Yesterday" by Paul McCartney, by the Beatles, "Yesterday," which he's never recorded, and it was unbelievable how good this was. And we're still very much in the embryonic stage with AI, very much so. But you look at today, and you look at just 3 or 5 years ago, leaps and bounds. So what's going to happen tomorrow? That's the whole thing. We've got to sort of nip it in the bud now. But luckily, the states, SAG is on our side. I mean, we're all together on this. It affects everyone. Not only those actors that are in studio that are doing a character who won't be doing that character anymore, the engineers that are recording it, they won't be working anymore. Certainly the people that are sweetening and doing the AI process, certainly they will be working. But others in the chain will not.
I visited the website that Matthew McConaughey essentially sold the rights to his voice recently as well.
Really?
And it's a going concern now. They're getting people who will pay a monthly fee, and then you clone Eramelinda Boquer clones her voice, and then a client uses it for an advertisement someplace, and she receives a check. So it's something that obviously is quite tempting to some people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can see why. It's almost free money. I hate to put it that way, but it almost is.
Your voice is working while you're sleeping. It's kind of strange. I'm sorry, Eric.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, but as someone who is who likes to watch a lot of history videos on YouTube, it's interesting because you can tell the clone narrators right away. There's a guy who works for the History Channel, and he sounds like David Tennant. He's got that very Scottish accent. And it's interesting, but the commentary quite often, after the videos, it's so nice to hear like a real voice. And I can tell because, you can just tell. And I do believe that as long as, the safety, the regulations are in place, that we will continue to do this because I don't think there's anything like a real human voice. But now I'd like to do a Rocky and Bullwinkle and step into the Wayback Machine and talk to you about your humble beginnings. And you start where you went to school and where you learned to become this massive talent that you are today.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you for that. Did my dad put you up to this?
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm from Toronto, as I think you know. My whole family lives in Toronto and in Markham. I'm the only one here. I came here with a show. I used to be at the Second City out of Toronto. I came here with a show. They would have like guest stars, if you will, come in. And Second City was one of the guest stars that came into a comedy club here. In fact, we did it twice. The first time I fell in love with Montreal. Fell in love with it. Second time, I knew I had to stay here. So a couple of us had left the troupe and we started up our own company. And we got hired here in Montreal. At that time it was the Théâtre Méridien in the old Meridian Hotel at don't even know what it is now. I think it might be a Hyatt now, I think, at St. Catherine and whatever the heck that's cross street is. I forget now. Downtown, the dinner theaters, there was a lot of them at that time, as you may or may not remember, Era. When
Yeah.
I first came here, there was a lot of them. They're gone now. They're all gone. Anyway, I came here with that because of my Second City training. I went to theater school. I was pre-med at UCLA. My uncle was, who just passed, was a pediatric cardiologist in Los Angeles, and he studied here at McGill and blah, 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 wound up in Los Angeles. So I went to UCLA as well, as sort of pre-med, taking theater at night and loving it, absolutely loving it. I studied with, one of my teachers was Jerry Paris. Do you know who Jerry Paris is?
Oh, yes, from
Remember?
Dick Van Dyke.
He was the dentist in Dick Van Dyke.
No.
He directed almost all of the Happy Days. He
Oh,
was,
my.
he's a very good director. He's long past. Yeah, I fell in love with it. So I auditioned for Second City in Toronto. I came back. I would come back every Christmas and visit my folks to Toronto from LA, and I auditioned for Second City, and I was lucky enough to get in. So I talked to my parents and said, I really want to come back. I really want to do this. And they said, okay, come back. We'll give you a year. After a year, if it's not working out, promise us you go back to med school. I promised them. Well, I came back and I just never went back to LA to study. I did Second City. Then we toured all over, and then Acme Harpoon Company, which is my improv troupe with the rest of them, and we stayed here in Montreal. Then a director who I just spoke about, Tim Reed, who's my mentor. He was incredible. Died way too young. He came and saw me. Said, "Have you ever thought about no? Do you like cartoons?" I said, "Yeah, I like cartoons." I didn't know who he was at the time. Yeah, I like cartoons. And he said, well, "Listen, I'm a voice director. I'm doing a cartoon series. Blah 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 blah." It was The Wizard of Oz. I wound up getting the part of the Scarecrow and doing what's 26 times 4? Is that what is that, 124 or whatever it is? I wound up doing 100. I did 5 seasons of The Wizard of Oz. I got cut into, I think, 3 movies, I believe. That was my first foray into animation. I was just blessed to get that role. And from there, one day, Tim got sick. And the producer asked me if I would like to fill in for him, record a couple of episodes. And I did. And it just went on from there. Wow, that's a boring story, isn't it? That's
no,
boring.
it is not. I mean, look, I was going to say the bio itself goes on for several pages, and there
I
are
went blind reading it over the weekend.
yeah, but there are video games in there too. There are I've got all kinds of things to cut in here.
I did like
There's
5 of the
TV shows and
the Assassin's
Arthur,
Creed. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Assassin Open Season and Deceive Inc. And,
Whimsy,
it just
all that
goes
stuff. Yeah,
on
Raven
and on.
Sean White, yeah, that was fun. Sean White skateboard stuff and snowboard.
And Far Cry, is it 3?
Yeah.
Far Cry 3. My goodness, I never saw Far Cry 1 or 2, but my goodness.
Well, yeah,
is it all just a blur right now, Richard?
Yeah, kind of. A little bit, but I've been so fortunate. I've worked with so many really good people. I can tell you something honestly. I have been blessed. I've been fortunate enough. I've worked to record in New York. Did a lot in London for the Assassin's Creed, especially in Copenhagen, Los Angeles, certainly, obviously, New York, Vancouver, Toronto. I can tell you right now, Montreal's talent, and I kid you not, can go up against any of them. Any of them. We are that good. I'm serious. We have an incredible talent pool here. We really and truly do. Hey, we wouldn't be working as much as we are if we didn't have the talent, and we do. What are you working on these days? 2 things I can't speak about. One thing I believe I can now. I voice directed the Butterfly Tale. I don't know if you know, very, very successful animated feature, and they're making a series out of it right now called Butterfly Academy. So I just did the first one, working with a producer with Carpe Diem, with a producer, Sophie Hua. Her and I have done a lot of work together, and I think she's just freaking brilliant. So I'm working on that right now, and I'm working on a screenplay right now that I'm working with a writing partner, which I haven't done since my Second City days, actually. We got commissioned to do a screenplay. I wrote 2 screenplays for what are they called now? What is the name of the production
Lifetime?
company? It's for life. It's for Lifetime. No, but the production company here, Incendo, for Incendo. I was lucky enough. I wrote 2 screenplays, and they both got produced for Lifetime, as you say. But for the Incendo, who's also does wonderful work. They're local, Incendo.
I had to laugh because I was reading in your bio that you were the father of boy-girl twins.
Yes.
And you no longer live for the weekend, and you can't wait for Monday to get out of the door. How old are your twins now?
The twins are 16 and a half. My mom's an identical twin. So I've got boy-girl twins. They are the 4th set of twins in my family. We thought my sister would have twins because, as I say, my mom's an identical twin, and my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, his dad is a boy-girl twin as well. So we thought, well, for sure she's having it. But no, my toe went in that gene pool. So there you go.
And I can see your booth right behind you there.
Well, yeah, this is in fact where I do some recording. This is just for my own personal voice to send out to wherever. But I do know that during COVID, I did a lot here. I did a lot of commercials here and did various voiceovers. I directed people in other countries here. That's one of the reasons I'm not going around anymore. COVID changed, as I'm sure you both know.
Yes.
COVID changed the way we record. I mean, with regard to my field, because I can record here, and I literally am recording people in England or wherever, right from here. And then, of course, it's taken and it's sweetened in the proper studios and all the rest of it. But yeah, I record right from here. I voice direct from here all the time.
I know it's hard to choose. What's your actually, one more question before that. Are you doing motion capture as well too right now?
No, I don't do motion capture. No, what'll happen is they'll have what's it called? Something cue, but that's changed now. There's another. It's like a rhythmo band in a way. It's like voice cue, but it's now called something else because they've upped it. And yeah, I direct that. That's just the lines of dialogue, but the actual motion capture, no, I don't.
Motion capture is pretty cool. You put on this suit that has all these
yes, the ping pong balls on them,
the dots and all that. Yeah, exactly. It's amazing, huh?
And that is hard too. I actually had, I can't remember, Simon Peacock.
Yes,
I sat in on I sat in on a session where he had these young actors doing this, and it's really funny because you think, well, how hard can it be? Where I just have to do the motions, but it's not. There was one scene where these actors were in a plane that was being hit by explosive, and so, they have to move back to that. But now the plane's like in bad shape, but they're walking straight back as opposed to like doing this and doing that. So,
yeah.
And also, too, with the voice, you got to remember, now you're in a plane, you got to do the voice because now you're in a plane that's blowing up. So
exactly.
Yeah, everybody says, oh, voice work, I could do that. Easy peasy. Not necessarily so.
No, not necessarily.
Now you're in a plane that's blowing up. Please.
Well, yeah, and that's it, Yvan. I mean, what Eramelinda just said is that, so when you're saying the dialogue, it's not like you and I are talking right now.
That's
right.
Oh, no.
All that,
the plane's blowing up.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to bring all that into your performance.
And that is the most fun as an actor. Is just like getting to do that.
Yeah.
I have another question. I'm a microphone collector. What do you use there behind? Is that a Neumann you have there? No.
This one isn't a Neumann. I do have two Neumann.
Okay.
Matter of fact. Okay. But this has been my favorite, and I've got a blue. I don't know if you.
I have some blues too. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like their sound. I really do.
Yep.
And I've got. Sorry, pardon my back.
No, that's great. There they are. Yes. I recognize the blues.
But this one right here is a warm audio, and it's modeled after the U49, the Neumann U49.
Yeah. Okay.
And Yvan, it really blew me away, the sound. It
warm
really
audio.
did.
I've heard of it.
So now I hardly use my Neumann for just straight voice. I'll use this the warm audio. As I say, it's based on the U49, but it's beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Because I'm got a TLM 103 right here.
A great mic. That's the mic you find in all the studios. It sounds so good.
That's
it's so
my favorite.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like the U87
this could go on for some time. A personal question. You took a pet to the vet today. How's the pet doing?
No, the pet is actually, I had to call at 8 o'clock for an emergency. Sorry, I don't know what I said. She had an appointment tomorrow anyway for a booster shot because we're putting her in a kennel for a week while we're away for Christmas. And she really, I think, I'm no vet, I think she twisted a joint in her hind leg. She chases these squirrels on my patio, and it was so icy. And I think she slipped and twisted it. That's me. So the vet's going to get back to us somewhere around 11:30.
Okay.
She's in the OR, and then we'll get back. But thank you for asking. Hopefully,
No, because Era and I are both animal lovers and dog lovers and all of that too. So I know that was something that was preoccupying you this morning. But I'm
Absolutely.
so pleased that you were able to join us, Richard. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we look forward to hearing from you again next year and all your adventures. And once again, fairly impressed. It was funny. I was trying to see if I could redux this, which is all the stuff that you've done, and it was impossible.
Oh.
So Richard's just done a lot.
Wow, very impressive. Break a leg and happy holidays to you.
Well, thank you very much. Happy holidays to you too. I can't wait for 2026. It's going to be our year. I feel it in my bones.
Me too.